ponder the manner of things in the dark, the dark, the dark, the dark. I am flesh and I am bone, rise up, ting, ting, my glitter. I got fire in my soul, rise up, ting, ting, my glitter. Yeah, like glitter and gold. Yeah, like glitter. Everybody's in the back room spinning out, but you don't know what you're asking for. Everybody's in the front room tripping out, and you left your bottle at the door. Everybody's in the back room spinning out, but you don't know what you're asking for. Everybody's in the front room tripping out, and you left your bottle at the door. I am flesh and I am bone. I got fire in my soul. Yeah, like glitter and gold. Yeah, like glitter. Yeah, like glitter and gold. Yeah, like glitter.
Stand! Who is that?
'Tis I.
Oh, you come most carefully upon your watch.
And if you meet Marcellus and Horatio, the partners of my watch, bid them make haste.
I will. See who goes there.
Friends to this ground, and liegemen to the day. Oh, farewell, honest soldier, who hath relieved you?
Barnardo hath my place. Give you good night.
Holla, Barnardo.
Say, is Horatio there?
A piece of him.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
What hath this thing appeared again tonight?
I have seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy. Tut, 'twill not appear.
Sit down, I pray, and let us once again assail your ears that are so fortified what we have 2 nights seen.
Well, sit we down and let us hear Barnardo speak of this.
Last night of all, when yonder star that's westward from the pole had made his course to illumine that part of heaven where now it burns, the bell, then tolling 1,
Break off your tongue, see where it comes again.
to the same figure like the king that's dead.
Thou art a scholar, speak to us, Horatio.
What art thou that thus usurps the state in which the majesty of very Denmark did sometimes walk? By heaven I charge thee, speak!
Defended.
See, it stalks away. How now, Horatio, you tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy?
For my God, I might not disbelieve without the sensible and true about my own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art thyself. This bodes some strange eruption to the state.
Good, now sit down, and tell me he that knows why this same strict and most observant watch so nightly toils the subject of the land, and why such daily cost of brazen cannon and foreign mart for implements of war doth make it the night joint labor with the day. Who is that can inform me?
Marry, that can I. At least, the whisper goes so. Our late king, who, as you know, was by Fortenbrasse of Norway, dared to the combat, in which our valiant Hamlet did slay this Fortenbrasse, who did forfeit with his life all those lands which he stood seized of by the conqueror, our king. Now, sir, young Fortenbrasse, of unapproven metal, hot and full hath in the skirts of Norway, here and there sharked up a sight of lawless resolutes. And this, I take it, is the chief head and ground of this our watch. Below, behold, see where it comes again. I'll cross it, though blasphemy. Stay, illusion, speak to me. 'Tis here, 'tis here.
'Tis gone.
It was about to speak when the cock crew,
And then it faded like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. Break we our watch up, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet. For upon my life, this spirit dumb to us will speak to him.
Lords, we here dispatch you, good Voltemar, for bearer of these greetings to old Norway. Farewell, and let your haste commend your duty.
In this and all things will I show my duty.
We doubt nothing, heartily farewell. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you?
My gracious lord, your favorable license, now that the funeral rites are all performed, I may have leave to go again to France.
Have you your father's leave, Laertes?
He hath, my lord, wrung from me a forced grant, and I do beseech you, grant your highness leave.
With all our heart, Laertes, fare thee well.
I in all love and duty take my leave.
And now, princely son Hamlet, what means these sad and melancholy moods? For your intent going to Wittenberg, we hold it most unmeet and unconvenient, being the joy and half-heart of your mother. Therefore, let me entreat you stay in court, all Denmark's hope, our cousin and dearest son.
My lord, 'tis not the sable suit I wear, no, nor the tears that still stand in mine eyes, is equal to the sorrow of my heart.
This shows a loving care in you, son Hamlet. But you must think, your father lost a father. None lives on earth, but he is born to die.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. Stay here with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
Shall in my best obey you, madam.
Spoke like a kind and most loving son.
Oh, that is too much grieved and sullied flesh would melt to nothing. Oh God, within 2 months, no, not 2, married mine uncle. Oh, let me not think of it. My father's brother, within 2 months she married. Oh God! Frailty, thy name is woman. Well, it is not, nor it cannot come to good. But break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Health to your lordship.
Very glad to see you.
Horatio, or I must forget myself.
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
My good friend.
Marcellus,
My good lord. What is your affair in Elsinore? Teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
my lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
Oh, I prithee, fellow student, do not mock me. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. Oh, my father, methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
Why, in my mind's eye, Horatio.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw who?
My lord, the king, your father. 2 nights together had these gentlemen, Marcellus and Barnardo, on their watch in the dead vast and middle of the night, been thus encountered with a figure like your father. And I with them the 3rd night kept the watch. I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
'Tis very strange.
As I do live, my honored lord, 'tis true.
Where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we watched.
Did you not speak to
My lord, we did, but answer made it none.
Hold you the watch tonight.
We do, my lord.
I will watch tonight. Perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's spirit, I will speak to it. Gentlemen, if hither you have concealed this sight, let it be tenable in your silence still.
Our duties to your honor.
Your loves is mine to you. Farewell. My father's spirit, would the night were come. Till then, sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though all the world o'erwhelm them to men's eyes.
My necessaries are embarked. I must aboard. But ere I part, mark what I say to thee. I see Prince Hamlet makes a show of love. Beware, Ofelia. Do not trust his vows. Perhaps he loves you now, but keep aloof, lest that he trip thy honor and thy fame.
Brother, to this I have lent attentive ear, and doubt not but to keep my honor firm. But, my dear brother, do not you teach me the path and ready way to heaven, while you like to a careless libertine doth give his heart, his appetite at full, and little recks how that his honor dies.
No, fear it not, my dear Ofelia. Here comes my father.
Yet here, Laertes, aboard for shame. Here, my blessing with thee, and these few precepts in thy memory. Thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast, and their adoptions tried, grapple then to thee with a hoop of steel. Beware of entrance into a quarrel, but being in, bear it so that the opposed may beware of thee. This above all, to thy own self be true, for it must then follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to anyone. Farewell, my blessing with thee.
I humbly take my leave. Farewell, Ophelia. And remember well what I have said to you.
It is already locked within my heart, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
What is, Ofelia, he hath said to you?
Something touching the Prince Hamlet.
Aye, marry, well thought on. It has given me to understand that you have been too prodigal of your maiden presence unto Prince Hamlet.
My lord, he hath made many tenders of his love to me,
Tenders, aye, tenders you may call them.
and withal such earnest vows.
See, Ophelia, receive none of his letters. Such men often prove great in their words, but little in their love.
I will, my lord.
Air bites shrewd. What hour is?
I think it knocks at 12. Now it is struck. Indeed, I heard it not.
Look, my lord, it comes. Angels and ministers of grace defend us. I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, a king, father, royal Dane. Oh, answer me!
It beckons you as though it had something to impart to you alone.
But do not go with it.
No, by no means, my lord.
Will not speak, then will I follow it.
My lord, you shall not go.
My fate cries out, unhand me, gentlemen. Away, I say, go on and follow thee.
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Let's follow. 'Tis not fit thus to obey him.
I'll go no farther. Whither wilt thou lead me?
Mark me.
I will.
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a time to walk the night, and all the day confined in flaming fire, till all the foul crimes that in my days of nature are purged and burnt away.
Alas, poor ghost.
Nay, pity me not, but to my unfolding. Lend thy listening ear. Hamlet, if ever thou didst thy dear father love,
Oh God!
revenge is foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder.
Yea, murder in the highest degree, most foul, beastly, and unnatural.
Haste me to know it, that I with wings as swift as meditation may sweep to my revenge.
Brief let me be. 'Tis given out sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me. But know thou, noble youth, he that did sting thy father's heart now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle!
Yea, he, but soft methinks I scent the morning's air. Brief let me be. Sleeping within my orchard, thy uncle came with juice of Hebena in a vial, and through the porches of my ear did pour the leprous distilment. Thus was I sleeping by a brother's hand, of crown, of queen, of life, of dignity, at once deprived, no reckoning made of, but sent into my grave, with all my comps and sins upon my head. Oh, horrible, most horrible!
Oh, God!
Thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. But howsoever, let not thy heart conspire against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to the birth in her conscience bears. I must be gone. Hamlet, adieu, adieu, adieu. Remember me.
Yes, thou poor ghost. From the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all saws of books, and thy remembrance all alone shall sit.
My lord! My lord! Lord Hamlet! How is my noble lord?
What news, my lord?
Wonderful, wonderful!
Good, my lord, tell it.
There's never a villain dwelling in all Denmark, but he's an arrant knave.
There need no ghost come from the grave to tell you this.
Right, you are in the right. Therefore, never make known what you have seen tonight.
My lord, we will not.
Nay, but swear.
Day and night, but this is wondrous strange.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that are dreamt of in your philosophy. I, perchance, hereafter shall think meet to put an antic disposition on. Time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite! Ever I was born to set it right. Nay, come, let's go together.
Montano, here, these letters to my son. Did he imply his learning, good Montano?
I will, my lord.
Inquire the manner of his life, as thus, being amongst his acquaintance, you may say you saw him at such a time at game or drinking, swearing or drabbing. Now happily he closeth with you in the consequence, as you may bridle it, not disparage him a jot. What was I about to say?
He closeth with him in the consequence.
Ah, you say right. He closeth with him thus. I saw him yesterday, drinking, drunk, or entering of the house of lightness. Thus, sir, do we that know the world by indirections find directions forth, and so shall you, my son. You have me, have you not?
I have, my lord.
Well, very well, commend me to him.
I will, my lord.
Oh, now, Olivia, what's the news with you?
Oh, my dear father! Such a change in nature, so great an alteration in a prince.
Why, what's the matter, my Ofelia?
Oh, young Prince Hamlet, the only flower of Denmark, he is bereft of all the wealth he had. The jewel that adorned his feature most is filched and stolen away. His wits bereft him. He found me walking in the gallery all alone. There comes he to me with a distracted look, grips me by the wrist, and there he holds my pulse till, with a sigh, he doth unclasp his hold and parts away, silent as is the mid-time of the night. And as he went, his eye was still on me, for thus his head over his shoulder looked. He seemed to find the way without his eyes, for out of doors he went without their help, and so did leave me.
What, have you given him any cross words of late?
I did repel his letters, deny his gifts, as you did charge me.
Why, that hath made him mad. Let's to the king. This madness may prove, though wild the while, yet more true to thy love.
Right, noble friends, that our dear cousin Hamlet hath lost the very heart of all his sense, it is most right, and we most sorry for him. Therefore, we do desire that you will labor but to wring from him the cause and ground of his distemperancy. Do this, the King of Denmark shall be thankful.
My lord, whatsoever lies within our power, your majesty may more command in words than use persuasions, your liegemen bound by love, by duty, and obedience.
What we may do for both your majesties, to know the grief troubles the prince your son, we will endeavor all the best we may. So, in all duty, do we take our leave.
Thanks, Gilderstone and gentle Rosencraft.
Thanks, Rosencraft and gentle Gilderstone.
My lord, the ambassador has joyfully returned from Norway, and I believe I have found the very depth of Hamlet's lunacy. God grant he hath.
Now, Voltemar, what from our brother Norway?
Most fair returns of greetings and desires. Upon our first, he sent forth to suppress his nephew's levies, which he truly found were against your highness. Fortenbrasse receives rebuke from Norway, and in fine makes vow before his uncle nevermore to give the say of arms against your majesty.
With all our hearts, it likes us very well. We thank you. Right welcome home.
This business is very well dispatched. Now, my lord, touching the young Prince Hamlet, certain it is that he is mad. Now, to know the cause of this effect, or else to say the cause of this defect, for the effect defective comes
Good, my lord. Be brave.
I will. My lord, note this letter, the which my daughter in obedience delivered to my hand.
Read it, my lord.
Doubt that in earth is fire. Doubt that the stars do move. Doubt truth to be a liar, but do not doubt I love. To the beautiful Ofelia, thine ever, the most unhappy Prince Maddy. My lord, what do you think of me?
As of a true friend and a most loving subject.
I would be glad to prove so. Now, when I saw this letter, thus I spake. Hamlet.
Is a prince out of your stock?
Therefore, I did command her refuse his letters. She, as my child, obediently obeyed me. Now, since which time, seeing his love thus crossed, he straightway grew into a melancholy, and then this madness which now possesseth him.
How should we try the same?
Marry, my good lord, thus. The prince's walk is here in the gallery. There let Ofelia walk until he comes. Yourself and I will stand close in the study, and there hear the effect of all his heart.
See where he comes.
Madam, will it please your grace to leave us here?
With all my heart.
To be or not to be? Aye, there's the point. To die, To sleep, is that all?
Aye, all.
No. To sleep, to dream. Marry, there it goes. Who'd bear the scorns and flattery of this world when that he may his full quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would this endure but for a hope of something after death, which makes us rather bear those evils we have than fly to others we know not of? Aye, that. This conscience makes cowards of us all. Lady, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
My lord, I have sought opportunity, which now I have, to re-deliver to your worthy hands a small remembrance, such tokens which I have received of you.
I never gave you nothing.
My lord, you know right well you did, and with them such earnest vows of love as would have moved the stoniest breast alive. But now too true I find, rich gifts wax poor when givers grow unkind.
I never loved you.
You made me believe you did.
Thou shouldst not have believed me. To a nunnery. Go! Why shouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? We are errant knaves all. Believe none of us. To a nunnery, go!
Oh, heaven, secure him!
Where is thy father?
At home, my lord.
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague on thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not scape calumny. I'll no more marriages. All that are married but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery, go!
Great God of heaven, what a quick change is this! The courtier, scholar, soldier, all in him, all dashed and splintered thence. Oh, woe is me to have seen what I have seen, see what I see!
Love!
No, that's not the cause. Some deep thing it is that troubles him.
See where it comes. Send you those gentlemen. Let me alone to find the depth of this. Obey, be gone. Now, my lord, do you know me?
Yea, very well, you're a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then, sir, I would you were so honest a man. For to be honest, as this age goes, is for one man to be picked out of 10,000.
What do you read, my lord?
Words.
How pregnant his replies, and how full of wit. Yet at first he took me to be a fishmonger. All this comes by love, the vehemency of love. Will you walk into the air, my lord?
Into my grave!
By the mass, that's out of the air indeed. Very shrewd answers. My lord, I'll take my leave of you.
You will take nothing from me, sir. I will more willingly part with all. Old doting fool.
You seek Prince Hamlet. See, there he is.
Health to your lordship. What? Gilderstone and Rosencraft? Welcome, kind schoolfellows, to Elsinore.
We thank your grace.
Oh, I thank you. But was this visitation free of yourselves, or were you not sent for? Tell me true, come. I know the good king and queen sent for you. There's a kind of confession in your eyes. What say you?
My lord, we were, and willingly if we might know the cause and ground of your discontent.
This great world you see contents me not. No, nor man so glorious a creature contents not me. No, nor woman too, though you laugh.
My lord, we laugh not at that.
Why did you laugh then when I said man does not content me?
My lord, we laughed when you said,
Man does not content you.
what entertainment the players shall have. We boarded them on the way. They're coming to you.
Players? What players be they?
My lord, the tragedians of the city, those that you took delight to see so often.
My lord, I have news to tell you. The actors are come hither. The best actors in Christendom, either for comedy, tragedy, history, pastoral, historical, comical, historical.
pastoral tragedy.
Welcome, masters! Welcome all. My old friend, my young lady mistress.
Come, a taste of your quality. A speech, a passionate speech.
What speech, my good lord?
Aeneas's tale to Dido, and then especially when he talks of the prince's slaughter.
Anon he finds him striking too short at Greeks. His antique sword, rebellious to his arm, lies where it falls, unable to resist. Pyrrhus at Priam drives, but all in rage, strikes wide. But with the whiff and wind of his fell sword, the unnerved father falls.
It is too long.
He's for a jig or tale of bawdry, else he sleeps. Come on to Hecuba, come.
But who, oh, who hath seen the moblid queen?
Moblid queen is good. Hey, very good.
All in the alarum and fear of death rose up, and o'er her weak and all o'er-teeming loins a blanket, and a kerchief on that head relate the diadem stood. Who this had seen with tongue envenomed speech would treason have pronounced? For if the gods themselves had seen her then, when she saw Pyrrhus with malicious strokes mincing her husband's limbs, it would have made milch the burning eyes of heaven and passion in the gods.
Look, my lord, if he had not changed his color and have tears in his eyes. No more, good heart, no more.
'Tis well, 'tis very well. I pray, my lord, will you see these players well bestowed? I tell you, they are the chronicles and brief abstracts of the time.
My lord, I will.
Come hither, masters. Can you not play the murder of Gonzaga?
Yes, my lord.
And couldst not thou for a need study me some dozen or 16 lines which I would set down and insert?
Yes, very easily, my lord.
'Tis well. I thank you! Why, what a dunghill, idiot slave am I! These players here draw water from eyes for Hecuba. What is Hecuba to him, or he to Hecuba? What would he do, and if he had my loss? He would turn his tears to drops of blood. Why, this is brave that I, the son of my dear father, should like a very drab thus rail in words. About my brain, I have heard guilty creatures sitting at a play, half by the very cunning of a scene, confessed a murder committed long before. This spirit I have seen may be the devil, and out of my weakness and melancholy doth seek to damn me. I will have sounder proofs. The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
Lords, can you by no means find the cause of our son Hamlet's lunacy? My lord, we have done all the best we could to wring from him the cause of all his grief, but still he puts us off and by no means would make an answer to that we expose.
Yet was he something more inclined to mirth before we left him, and I think that he has given order for a play tonight, at which he craves your highness' company.
Well, our heart, it likes us very well.
Thanks, gentlemen, and what the Queen of Denmark may pleasure you, be sure you shall not want.
Will once again and to the noble prince.
Thanks to you both. Gertrude, you'll see this play?
My lord, I will, and it joys me at the soul he is inclined to any kind of mirth.
My good sovereign, give me leave to speak.
What is't, Corambis?
Marry, my good lord, this. Soon when the sports are done, madam, send you in haste to speak with him, and I myself will stand behind the arras. There question you the cause of all his grief, and then in love and nature unto you he'll tell you all.
Gertrude, what say you?
With all my heart, soon will I send for him.
Pronounce me this speech trippingly on the tongues I taught thee, nor do not saw the air thus with your hands, but give everything his action with temperance. And do you hear? Let not your clown speak more than is set down.
Go, make you ready.
Here, my lord, Horatio. There is a play tonight, wherein one scene they have comes very near the murder of my father. Mark thou the king, and if he do not bleach and change at that, it is a damned ghost we have seen.
My lord, mine eye shall still be on his face, and not the smallest alteration that shall appear in him, but I shall note it.
How now, son Hamlet, how fare you? Shall we have a play?
Hamlet, come sit down by me.
Oh, by my faith, mother, here's a metal more attractive. Lady, will you give me leave? And so forth. To lay my head in your lap.
No, my lord.
For us and for our tragedy, here, stooping to your clemency, we beg your hearing patiently.
Full 40 years are past, their date is gone, since happy time joined both our hearts as one. And therefore sweet nature must pay his due, to heaven must I, and leave the earth with you.
Oh, say no more, that you kill my heart. When death takes you, let life from me depart.
Content thyself. When ended is my date, thou mayest, perchance, have a more noble mate.
Oh, speak no more, for that I am accursed. None weds the second, but she kills the first. A second time I kill my lord that's dead, when second husband kisses me in bed. Both here and there pursue me lasting strife. If once a widow, ever I be wife.
If she should break now.
'Tis deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull, and fain I would beguile the tedious time with sleep.
Sleep rock thy brain, and never come mischance between us twain.
Madam, how do you like the play?
The lady protests too much.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
What do you call the name of the play?
Mousetrap.
This is one Lucianus, nephew to the king.
Thoughts black, hands apt, drugs fit in time agreeing, Confederate season else no creature seeing. By natural magic and dire property, one wholesome life usurps immediately.
He poisons him for the estate.
Lights! I was right.
The king rises, my lord. The king is moved, my lord.
Aye, Horatio, I'll take the ghost word for more than all the coin in Denmark.
Now, my lord, how is it with you?
And if the king like not the tragedy,
Why then belike he like it not pretty.
We are very glad to see your grace so pleasant. My lord, let us again entreat to know of you the ground and cause of your distemperature.
I pray, will you play upon this pipe?
Alas, my lord, I cannot.
Pray, will you?
I have no skill, my lord.
Oh, look, it is a thing of nothing. 'Tis but stopping of these holes.
My lord, we cannot.
Why, how unworthy a thing would you make of me? You would seem to know my stops. You would play upon me. Zoons, do you think I am easier to be played on than a pipe?
Well, my lord, we'll take our leave.
Farewell, farewell, God bless you.
My lord, the queen would speak with you.
Tell my mother I'll be with her by and by. Good night, Horatio.
Good night to your lordship.
My mother, she hath sent to speak with me. I'll be cruel, not unnatural. Those sharp words being spent, to do her soul harm, I shall ne'er consent.
But the sweat that falls upon my face would wash the crime clear from my conscience. When I look up to heaven, I see my trespass. The earth doth still cry out upon my fact. Pay me the murder of a brother and the king and the adulterous fault I have committed. Oh, these are sins that are unpardonable. Why, say thy sins are blacker than his jet. Yet, make contrition, make them as white as snow. Most wretched man, stoop, bend me to thy prayer. Ask grace of heaven to keep thee from despair.
Shall I kill him now? When he is purging of his soul, making his way for heaven, this is a benefit and not a revenge. No, get thee up again. And when he's at games, swearing and taking carouse, then trip him that his heels may kick at heaven and fall as low as hell. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy weary days.
My words fly up, my sins remain below. No king on earth is safe if God's his foe.
My lord, I hear young Hamlet coming. I'll hide myself behind the arras.
Do so, my lord.
Mother! Mother! Oh, are you here?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
How now, boy?
How now, mother? Come, sit, you shall hear me speak.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me! Help, ho! Help for the queen!
I, a rat, dead for a ducat. Rash, intruding fool. Farewell. I took thee for thy better.
Hamlet, what hast thou done?
Not so much harm, good mother, as to kill a king and marry with his brother.
How? Kill a king?
I, a king.
Hamlet, what mean'st thou by these killing words?
Look you here. Behold, this picture of your deceased husband. Murdered, damnably murdered. Look, here is your husband. Have you eyes, and can you look upon him that slew my father and your dear husband?
Hamlet, thou cleaves my heart in twain.
Then throw away the worser parts and keep the better. Save me! Save me, gracious powers above! Have you come your tardy sons to chide, that I thus long have let revenge slip by?
Hamlet, thy mother stands fearful. She is amazed. Speak to her, Hamlet. Comfort thy mother.
How is't with you, lady?
How is't with you that you bend your eyes on vacancy and will discourse with nothing but with air?
Do you nothing see?
Not I.
Nor do you nothing hear?
No, neither.
No, look. He's the king, my father. My father, look, there he goes.
Alas, it is the weakness in thy brain which makes thy tongue to blaze in thy heart's grief. But as I have a soul, I swear by heaven, I never knew of this most horrid murder. But Hamlet, this is only fantasy, and for my love, forget these idle fits.
Idle? No, mother, my pulse doth beat like yours. It is not madness that possesseth Hamlet. Oh, mother, if ever you did my dear father love, assist me in revenge.
Hamlet, I vow by that majesty that knows our thoughts and looks into our hearts. I will conceal, consent, and do my best with stratagem soe'er thou shalt devise.
It is enough. Good night, mother. Come, sir. I will provide for you a grave. Who was in life a foolish, prating knave.
How now, Gertred, what's our son? How did you find it?
Alas, my lord, as raging as the sea, as one forgetting that I was his mother. At last I called for help, and when I cried, Corambis called, which Hamlet no sooner heard, but in his rage, the good old man he kills.
Or this is madness, Lord, do our state. Lords go to inquire the body out.
We will, my lord.
Now, Gertred, your son shall presently to England, and we have sent, by Rosencraft and Gilderstone, our letters to our dear brother of England for Hamlet's welfare and his happiness. See where he comes.
My lord, we can by no means know of him where the body is.
Now, son Hamlet, where is this dead body?
In heaven. If you chance to miss him there, father, you had best look in the other parts below for him. If you cannot find him there, you'll chance to nose him as you go up the lobby.
Find him out.
I'll warrant he'll stay till you come.
Well, son Hamlet, it is our mind you forthwith go for England. The wind sits fair, you shall aboard tonight. Lords Rossingcraft and Gilderstone shall go along with you.
With all my heart. Farewell, mother.
Your loving father, Hamlet.
My mother, I say. You married my mother. My mother is your wife. Man and wife is one flesh, and so, my mother, farewell. For England, ho!
To England he is gone, ne'er to return. Our letters are unto the dear brother of England, that on the sight of them, on his allegiance, he presently, without demanding why, that Hamlet lose his head, for he must die. There's more in him than shallow eyes can see. He once being dead, why then, our state is free.
Captain, from us go greets the King of Denmark. Tell him that Fortenbrasse, nephew to old Norway, craves a free pass and conduct over his land. You know our rendezvous. Go, march away.
Hamlet is shipped for England. Fare him well. I hope to hear good news from thence ere long.
God grant it may. Heavens keep my Hamlet safe. But this mischance of old Corambis' death hath pierced so the young Ophelia's heart that she, poor maid, is quite bereft her wits.
Alas, dear heart. And on the other side, we understand her brothers come from France. He hath half the heart of all our land, and hardly will forget his father's death, unless by some means he pacify it.
Oh, see where the young Ophelia is.
He is dead and gone. At his head a grass green turf, at his heels a stone.
How is it with you, sweet Ophelia?
Well, God healed you. It grieves me to see how they laid him in the cold ground. I could not choose but weep. And will he not come again? And will he not come again? No, no, he's gone, and we cast away moan, and he never will come again. God be with you, ladies. God be with you.
A pretty wretch. This is a change indeed. Come out, where is that?
Ho, thou wild king! Give me my father! Speak, say, where's my father?
Dead.
Who hath murdered him? For he is murdered.
True, but not by him.
By whom? By heaven, I'll be resolved.
Let him go, Gertred, away. I fear him not. That your father is murdered, 'tis true, and that in soul we sorrow for his death. Yourself ere long shall be witness. Meanwhile, be patient, content. Who's this?
Ophelia! Oh, my dear sister!
How now, Ophelia? Well, God of mercy, I have been gathering of flowers. Here is rue for you. And there's a daisy. Here, love, there's rosemary for you, for remembrance. I pray, love, remember. And here's a pansy for thoughts. A document in madness. Thoughts, remembrance. Oh God, oh God. I would have given you some violets, but they all withered when my father died. Alas, they say the owl was a baker's daughter. We see what we are, but cannot tell what we shall be. For bonny sweet robin is all my joy. Thoughts and afflictions, torments worse than hell. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, all in the morning betime. And I, a maid at your window, to be your Valentine. God be with you all. God be with you, ladies. God be with you, love. Grief,
upon grief. My father murdered, my sister thus distracted. Cursed be his soul that wrought this wicked act.
Content you, good Laertes, for a time, and think already the revenge is done.
You have prevailed, my lord. A while I'll strive to bury grief within a tomb of wrath, which once unhearsed, then the world shall hear. Laertes had a father he held dear.
Madam, your son is safe arrived in Denmark. This letter I even now received of him, whereas he writes how he escaped the danger and subtle treason that the king had plotted. He found the packet sent to the King of England, wherein he saw himself betrayed to death.
Then I perceive there's treason in his looks that seem to sugar or his villainy. But I will soothe and please him for a time. But know not you, Horatio, where he is?
Yes, madam, and he hath appointed me to meet him tomorrow morning.
Good Horatio, commend me a mother's care to him. Bid him a while be wary of his presence, lest that he fail and that he goes about.
Madam, never make doubt of that.
But what became of Gilderstone and Rosencraft?
He being set ashore, they went for England, and in the packet there writ down that doom to be performed on them, appointed for him.
Thanks be to heaven for blessing of the prince. Horatio, once again I take my leave, with 1,000 mother's blessings to my son.
Madam, adieu.
Hamlet from England, is it possible? Oh, he is welcome, by my soul he is. At it my jocund heart doth leap for joy, that I shall live to tell him thus he dies.
Laertes, content yourself. Mark the plot I have laid. I have heard him often with a greedy wish upon some praise that he hath heard of you touching your weapon, that he might be once tasked for to try your cunning. I'll lay a wager to try the mastery. Now this being granted, among the foils shall a keen rapier lie, steeped in a mixture of deadly poison, that if it draws but the least dram of blood in any part of him, he cannot live.
My lord, I like it well.
And lest that all should miss, I'll have a potion that shall ready stand, and all his heat, when that he calls for drink, shall be his period and our happiness.
'Tis excellent, oh, would the time were come.
Here comes the queen. How now, Gertred, why look you heavily?
My lord, the young Ofelia, having made a garland of sundry sorts of flowers, sitting upon a willow by a brook. The envious sprig broke into the brook she fell, and for a while her clothes spread wide abroad, bore the young lady up. And there she sat, smiling, even mermaid-like, twixt heaven and earth, chanting old sundry tunes incapable, as if it were of her distress. But long it could not be, till that her clothes, being heavy with their drink, dragged the sweet wretch to death. So she is drowned.
Too much of water hast thou, Ofelia, and therefore I will not drown thee in my tears. Revenge it is must yield this heart relief, for woe begets woe, and grief hangs on grief.
I say no. She ought not to be buried in Christian burial.
Why, sir?
Marry, because she drowned.
But she did not drown herself.
No, that's certain. The water drowned her.
Yea, but it was against her will.
No, I deny that. For look you, sir, I stand here. If the water come to me, I drown not myself. But if I go to the water and am there drowned, ergo I am guilty of my own death. Go, fetch me a stoop of drink.
Horatio, I pray, let's question yonder fellow. Now, my friend, whose grave is this?
Mine, sir.
What man is to be buried here?
No man, sir.
What woman?
No woman, neither, sir, but indeed one that was a woman.
Excellent fellow by the Lord, Horatio. I prithee, tell me one thing. How long will a man lie on the ground before he rots?
He will last you 8 years full out, or 9. Look you. Here's a skull hath been here this dozen year. Let me see, ever since our last King Hamlet slew Fortenbrasse in combat. Young Hamlet's father, he that's mad.
How came he mad?
I' faith, very strangely, by losing of his wits.
Upon what ground?
On this ground, in Denmark.
Whose skull is this?
Why, do you not know him? This is one Yorick's skull.
Was it? I prithee, let me see it. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. He was a fellow of infinite mirth. Where are your just now, Yorick? Horatio, do you think Alexander looked thus?
Even so, my lord.
Oh, he smelt thus.
I, my lord, no otherwise.
What funeral is this at all? Stand by a while.
What ceremony else? Say, what ceremony else?
My lord, we have done all that lies in us, and more than well the church can tolerate.
So I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling.
Sweets to the sweet farewell. I had thought to adorn thy bridal bed, fair maid, and not to follow thee unto thy grave. Forbear the earth a while. Sister, farewell.
Behold, 'tis I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul!
What is the reason, sir, that you wrong me thus? I never gave you cause, but stand away. A cat will mew, a dog will have a day.
Alas, it is his madness makes him thus, and not his heart, Laertes.
Come, Gertred, we'll have Laertes and our son made friends as befits them both, even as they tender us and love their country.
God grant they may.
Leave me, Horatio. It grieves me much that to Laertes I forgot myself, for by myself methinks I feel his grief. But mark yon waterfly. Court knows him, but he knows not the court.
Now God save thee, sweet Prince Hamlet! I come with an embassage from his majesty to you. The king, sweet prince, hath laid a wager on your side that young Laertes in 12 bennies do not get 3 odds of you.
Very well, when must this be?
My lord, presently the king and her majesty are coming down into the outward palace.
Go tell his majesty I'll attend him.
I shall deliver your most sweet answer.
Leave me, Horatio. My heart is on the sudden very sore, I'll hear about.
My lord, forbear the challenge then.
No, not I, Horatio. If danger be now, then it is not to come. There is a predestinate providence in the fall of a sparrow. Here comes the king.
Now, son Hamlet, we have laid upon your head and make no question but to have the best.
I see your majesty hath laid on the weaker side.
We doubt it not. Give them the foils.
First, Laertes, here's my hand and love. If Hamlet in his madness did amiss, that was not Hamlet, but his madness did it. Let us be at peace.
Sir, are you satisfied?
Give them the foils.
Come on, sir.
A hit! No, none.
Judgment.
A hit, a most palpable hit. Well, come again.
Another judgment.
I grant, touch.
Here, Hamlet, the king doth drink a health to thee. Give him the wine.
I'll drink anon.
Here, Hamlet, thy mother drinks to thee.
Do not drink, Gertred.
Come, Laertes, you dally with me.
I say you so. Have at you. I'll hit you now, my lord, and yet it goes almost against my conscience.
Come on, sir.
Treason! Oh, keep the gates! Oh, it's my lord Laertes, even as a coxcomb should, foolishly slain with my own weapon. Hamlet, thou hast not in thee half an hour of life, the fatal instruments in thy hand, unpainted and envenomed. Thy mother's poisoned, that drink was made for thee.
The fatal instrument within my hand. Then venom to thy venom, die, damned villain!
Oh, he is justly served. Hamlet, before I die, here, take my hand, and with all my love, I do forgive thee.
And I thee. Oh, I am dead.
Horatio, fare thee well?
No. I am more an antique Roman than a Dane.
Here is some poison left. On my love, I charge thee, let it go. Oh, Feig, Horatio. If thou shouldst die, what tongue would tell the story of our deaths? Oh, my heart sinks, Horatio. Mine eyes have lost their sight. My tongue is use. Farewell, Horatio. May heaven receive my soul.
Where is this bloody sight?
Our embassy that we have brought from England. Where be these princes that should hear us speak? O most unlooked for time, unhappy country.
Let there a scaffold be reared up in the marketplace, where you shall hear such a sad story told that never mortal man can more unfold.
I have some right of memory to this kingdom, which now my leisure claimed doth invite me. Let 4 of our chiefest captains bear Hamlet like a soldier to his grave, for he was likely, had he lived, to have proved most royal. Take up the body. Such a sight as this becomes the fields, but here doth much amiss.
Yeah, like glitter and